Hello Nigeria, welcome to Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. Now many people have dreams but give up because the road to achieving them appeared rough, too long, and seemingly complicated. However, there are those who, in spite of the odds, have forged on because all they see is the destination of their vision. So, passion combined with willpower to meet set targets have kept their dreams alive. Many Nigerian youths are in this class. On our lineup today, we are following up on a young, resilient automobile designer. Then the craze for another kind of mobile invention is making the hearts of some grow so cold to the point of taking others out to own the device. Scary, right? We are featuring a spine-chilling case. Another appalling report on cue is that of the death of a 14-year-old secondary school student whose sad end has been linked to a worrisome scenario. Away from the ugly stories, we take you to a lake with beautiful and unique ambience that shows the harmony of biodiversity. We'll take the news segment now, though. I'll be back when Elizabeth Omoriyi is done with the news. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, Jennifer. Thanks so much for joining us on the news segment of the program. People of Kajuru town are in pensive mood following kidnap of their Emir Al-Hassan Adamu and 13 others as security personnel engaged in search and rescue operation to bring perpetrators to justice. Haruna Mohammed reports that among those abducted is the one-year-old grandson of the Emir.
The community is yet to come to terms with what they say is an unfortunate situation. In fact, a sacrilege abducting the custodian of their cherished values. They say the bandits operated for several hours.
So they were able to communicate with the palace and confirm to us that those that were abducted, including His Royal Highness, are intact and in good health.
Scores of sympathizers, including lawmakers representing the area, visited the palace to sympathize with the Emirate Council.
We are deeply saddened by what has happened to His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kajuru, and to the members of his family that were kidnapped by unknown people. We all pray that God will bring them back safely.
The generality of the people should also be on the watch.
Prayer was also held for the safe return of the victims. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
While smugglers are devising new antics in evading regular checks, both on land and sea borders, operatives of the Nigerian Customs Service are demonstrating the fact that they are miles ahead. This innovation in tackling smuggling has continued to yield positive results as the Papa Command of the service recorded a 61% increase in its half-year report for 2021 compared to 2020. Michael Olale reports.
Based on the volume of business transactions and import flow at the Apapa Trade Corridor, the port is prone to smuggling activities. This narrative is what the customs stand to change with the enforcement of regulations that will ensure trade facilitation follow due process. Checking through the books, the customs was still able to drive revenue to the tune of 78.4 billion naira in the month of June 2021, which clearly shows an increase of over 80% when compared to the 42.4 billion naira collected in the corresponding month under review.
Our sustained anti-smuggling campaign and the increase in the level of compliance have resulted in reduction of smuggling activities in the command.
From a broader picture, 46 containers were seized between January and June 2021 with duty paid value of 27.6 billion naira. This is just a fraction of the entire 336 billion naira raised within the same period.
The export statistic of the command shows that goods worth 272.3 billion has been exported through Apapa Area Command from January to June 2021. The total tonnage of the said export stood at 1.6 million tons, with an FOB value of $103 million.
The customs therefore solicited the cooperation of port users at ensuring strict adherence to standard operating procedures guiding transactions within the port community. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
To transportation, the Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge rail line has recorded 100% increase in passengers volume 1 month after inauguration. Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, who made this known during a visit to ascertain the level of operations, disclosed that the constant breakdown of the Abuja-Kaduna rail line will be taken care of with the arrival of the new coaches and spare parts. Oinaya Kaloka tells us more.
The Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, arrived at the Mobalaji Johnson station at Ebute Metta to kickstart the inspection so as to ascertain the level of operations and the finishing touches at some train stations. While at the stations, the minister interacted with some passengers waiting for boarding.
The timing is good, the comfort in the cabins are good. It was splendid.
With the increase of the volume of passengers to about 42,000 in the month of June alone, the minister directed that the number of trips be scaled up from 4 to 8 daily.
We intend to do that within the next 2 weeks. We're just sorting out the maintenance regime.
On the constant breakdown being witnessed in the Abuja-Kaduna train, the minister says it will be tackled in the next 6 months with the arrival of new coaches and spare parts.
The spare parts are not available. There are things you have to purchase. That those trains were bought 2016. There are 2 ways to go about it. We pay the Chinese people for Lagos-Ibadan. They have to deliver enough quantities for Lagos-Ibadan. If they deliver, we'll then be forced to use some of them for Kaduna-Abuja until we purchase enough listen for Kaduna-Abuja. So it's more of maintenance. That's what you're seeing.
The issue of salary review for NRC workers, transparency in handling of fund, and the delay in commencement of construction for the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri rail line were clarified by the minister.
But the truth is that we're ready to move on. We paid the contractors some money. We have to really wait until the public procurement department gives us approval, and the FEC also gives us approval on the supervising engineers. If the supervising engineers are not in place to tick off the drawings, you can't construct. So that's where we are. But that's the problem we have with Kano Maradi. That's the problem we have with Port Harcourt-Maiduguri, which are but these 2 in particular.
President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to inaugurate the construction of the Kano-Kaduna rail project on the 15th of this month. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
The people of Kazari in Jigawa State can now heave a sigh of relief as the Minister of Water Resources, Sulaiman Adamu, inaugurates the multi-billion-naira water supply scheme that will solve the perennial water problem in the area. Mohamed Musa Skira reports.
Water running for the people of Kazari Emirate. It is history repeating itself because the Kazari Water Works was the handwork of President Muhammadu Buhari in the 80s as the then military leader. The newly revived and completed 10 million litres per day water treatment project was awarded in 2018 by another Buhari-led administration at the cost of about 4 billion naira to provide safe drinking water to the estimated 500,000 people living in Kazari towns and environs. Minister of Water Resources Sulaiman Adamu says provision of potable water is one of the responsibilities of 3 tiers of government, with Federal Ministry of Water Resources providing the overall policy framework, general coordination, monitoring and evaluation.
The decision by the federal government to implement the Kazori Water Supply Project was a direct response to the deplorable water situation in this area under the policy of the Buhari administration to improve the living standard of Nigerians, leaving no one behind. It is indeed with great pleasure to be here today to commission this gigantic project provided, constructed, started by my father, our father, the father of telecom of Nigeria, Baba Buhari himself.
Billions of naira were spent on this water project. I urge the beneficiaries to use the water to derive the maximum benefit from it.
While in Jigawa State, the Minister of Water Resources also joined Governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar in the inauguration of close to 6 kilometers township roads executed by the state government in Sule Tankraka local government area. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
3 days after the collapse of a section of Rigachukun Bridge on Kaduna Zaria Highway, work is yet to commence to fix the damage. Motorists plying the route are contending with traffic-related problems. Haruna Mohammed tells us more.
What happened last year is repeating itself with the collapse of section of the bridge. As of yesterday evening and late into the night, traffic gridlock overwhelmed motorists from accessing destinations to the far north and southern part of Nigeria. The situation has eased, but it is only a matter of time before another traffic congestion builds up around the corridor. They say critical stakeholders should adopt a robust approach in addressing traffic challenges to ease vehicular and pedestrian movement around infrastructure likely to be affected with increasing rainfall around the country. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
World Population Day is commemorated to draw attention to population issues. On this occasion, experts are talking about the soaring global population and its impact on development. In this report, Oluseyi Adiagbo narrows it down to Nigeria's population and how to plan for development.
Observes World Population Day 2021 focus is on managing overpopulation to ensure the long-term growth of existing resources. This year's event comes in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, said to have affected the female folks the most, hence the choice of its theme. Rights and choices are the answer, whether baby boom or bust. The solution lies in prioritizing the reproductive health and rights of all people.
Many women could not access reproductive health services, especially family planning services, whereas during the same period, we had heightened sexual activities, even within families, because of the lockdown. Now that we are coming out of the pandemic, we're looking what has been the real impact and how should we respond to this.
In Nigeria, population experts talk on the urgency for a fresh population and housing census to help have reliable data for planning.
It will tell you how many young people, how many children, how many elderly people, how many people with a disability, give you all the nitty-gritty little details about what does your country look like. And that means that you will make informed decisions.
We've tried several times, we pushed several times to see that census is being actualized in 2021 or 2022. We've pushed some of these bills, we've pushed some of the motions, and they've given us accelerated hearing.
The nation's apex population body, the NPC, says plans to conduct next census is on course.
The National Population Commission has worked out a full budget estimate and timeline for the next census. Secondly, with the support of government, out of the 774 local governments, we have successfully demarcated 630 local governments. Also, we have conducted a pretest towards the census. So all that is left is for government to give the final proclamation to go ahead.
Why population managers wait for an actual census? MPC says there are existing reliable data such as Nigeria Demographic and Health Survey 2018, as well as the expected outcome of the ongoing remuneration area demarcation exercise for planning. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
Into flat matters, Lagdo Dam in Cameroon is not opened to the Nigeria Hydrological Services confirms, responding to reports in some media claiming that the flood incident recorded in some parts of Jalingo, Taraba State was aggravated by the release of water from the Cameroonian Lagdo Dam. A statement by the agency indicates that a flash flood in Jalingo was caused by a heavy downpour from the night of Friday 9th of July to early Saturday 10th of July in Mayogoi area of Jalingo town. Poor drainage systems, building erected on flat parts, among other human factors, the agency said were responsible for the flood. A not flood outlook released earlier in the year by the agency indicates that Taraba is among states with high flood risk, hence advising residents to take precautions to avoid losses. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has declared a suspected drug baron Tony Chidu Onwurolu wanted for illicit substance trafficking. A statement by the agency says this followed the seizure of 26.150 kilograms of heroin with a street value of over 6.5 billion naira at the Sako shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. A follow-up operation carried out trailed the consignment to the residence of the suspected drug baron who fled before arrival of the operatives. Chairman of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, however, said in view of the volume of heroin brought into the country by the fleeing baron, the agency would deploy all available mechanisms locally and internationally to track and bring him to book. In the same vein, the command also intercepted 4.3 kilograms of skunk imported from Canada, concealed in 9 packs of cereals. Others are 555 grams of cannabis and 50 grams of flunitrazepam. President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates the doyen of medical practice and first professor of medicine in Nigeria, Professor Emeritus Theophilus Oladipo Ogunlesi, as he turns 98 on July 12, 2021. The president, in a statement, recognizes Professor Ogunlesi's contributions to the growth of medicine, especially by spearheading the training of generations of Nigerians, many of whom became vice-chancellors of universities, ministers of health, and distinguished medical professionals in Nigeria and across the globe. President Buhari appreciates the professor for giving the best of his life to the service of the nation and the medical profession across the world, praying God to grant him good health, grace, and more years to serve humanity. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari is also felicitating with iron Egon Dr. Bala Abain Agbazo on his 40th anniversary on the throne. In a statement, the president joins all Council of Chiefs and Indigenes to celebrate with the royal father, whose visionary leadership continues to sustain peace in the community, noting the indelible contributions of the monarch to national development. He commends the maturity and courage of the royal father in handling issues in his domain, keeping a healthy relationship with various governments and neighboring traditional institutions, praying for more fruitful years on the throne. Into political matters, the Governor Mala Boni-led All Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee has constituted a 3-member committee to run the affairs of the party in Zamfara State. A statement by the National Secretary APC Caretaker Committee reveals that the committee members include Senator Hassan Mohammed Gusau, Chairman, Mutari Hamid Anka, Deputy Chairman, and Professor Abdullahi Shinkafi is the Secretary. The statement added that the development is because of the recent positive development in the Zamfara State chapter of the party and the approval by the Governor Mala Boni-led Caretaker Committee, which dissolved the leadership structure of the party organs in the state. The Caretaker Committee in the statement strongly appeal to those directly affected by the latest development to show understanding and consider it a sacrifice for the growth of the party. In time now to talk sports, and we have a sportswoman here, Tamara Ibiwe, and she will be our guide. Tamara.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Welcome to Sports Updates. We begin from the Nigeria Professional Football League. Akwa United's quest to finish this season's Nigeria Professional Football League on a high gets a boost after garnering all 3 points against Enyimba International Football Club on match day 32, Sunday. Akwa United defeated Enyimba 1-0. In other match day 32 results, Abia Warriors, Rangers International, FC Fanyuba, and Rivers United all ended 2-1 against their opponents. Kano Pillars, Adamawa United, and Plateau United all lost on the road. MFM and Katsina United settled for a barren draw. Meanwhile, Libya beat Senegal 4-1 at the ongoing Mini Football Nations Cup in Ibadan. Talking Euro 2020 now, the final of the Euro 2020 is underway with England up against Italy at Wembley Stadium. England leads Italy by a lone goal. Done with football, Youth and Sports Development Minister Sunday Dare has lauded Nigeria basketball team, the Tigers, for recording one of the biggest upsets in basketball history when they outscored 3-time reigning Olympic champions and #1 ranked team in the world, Team USA, 87 to 90 points in the pre-Tokyo Olympics opener. Sunday Diary is optimistic sports will grow further when the sports industry policy becomes operational and critical stakeholders key into it. Talking hockey now, Kaduna State hockey team, Kada Stars, will be featuring in their third continental hockey tournament, the Africa Hockey Cup for club champions, built for Malawi in September. After dethroning defending champions Niger Flickers, Kada Stars whipped Police Machine 3-0 to emerge champions of the 2021 National Hockey Super League, played at the hockey pitch, Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja.
The ACC is a game of matured teams, really highly technical team, high-performance team. I think we will try as much as possible to get there to improve on our previous record. We are third in the last edition. I will try as much as possible to see if we can get to the finals or, if possible, win the trophy.
And to tennis now, world number 1 Novak Djokovic is celebrating his 6th Wimbledon title and record equaling 20th Grand Slam title held by Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal after beating Italy's Matteo Berrettini 6-7, 6-4, 6-4, 6-3 in front of 15,000 crowd on center court. The top seed has now won all 3 Grand Slam men's titles in 2021. And that's Sports Update. Elizabeth, we are on.
Thank you so much, Tamara. Kaduna residents react to the death of former Deputy Governor Barnabas Yusuf Bala as Governor Nasir El-Rufai says he lost a friend and partner in the service of Kaduna State. Mohammed Omar Ajingi reports that the state government declared Monday work free in honor of the deceased.
This was Barnabas Yusuf Bala's last official engagement as the outgoing Deputy Governor of Kaduna State. At the swearing-in ceremony of his friend and political partner, Governor Nasir El-Rufai's second term in office. The state government formally announced his death Sunday after a brief illness at the age of 64 in Abuja. The residents of Kaduna received the news of the death of their former deputy governor, whom they so much respect, with great shock. They said he's a great man who has contributed immensely to the development of the state during the first tenure of Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Residents of Kaduna acknowledge his commitment and contributions to the progress of the state, describing his death as a great loss to the state and the entire nation.
The state has lost one of the bridge builders. I know his last time with the current governor, Malam El-Rufai, was quite progressive.
It's a very sad one, very sad one. What a good leader. And Kuma, it has come to a time that God has made it to be in that direction. May his soul rest in gentle peace.
The late former deputy governor left behind a wife and children. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammad Buhari joins the government and people of Kaduna State to mourn the passing of former Deputy Governor of the state during the first tenure of Governor Nasir El-Rufai, architect Barnabas Yusuf Bala Bantex, extending his condolences to the family, associates and many followers who benefited immensely from his responsible stewardship as a public servant and political office holder. The president believes that architect Bantex, who was a true gentleman and consummate professional, will be fondly remembered for his many years of distinguished service in his home state, his patriotism to the nation as well as forthrightness in politics. Remembering his selfless service as chairman of Kara Local Government Council, a member representing Kara Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, he said Bala was a potent voice on peace, stability and progress at the state and national levels, and praised for the eternal rest of the departed and comfort for all those who mourn him. President Muhammad Buhari has reassured Nigerians that his administration would not rest until all security challenges bedeviling some parts of the country are addressed. He stated this in a message to commiserate with Dabna community in Hong local government area of Adamawa State on the recent insurgency attack. Riyanu Bala reports.
The attack on Dabna community left 13 people dead, many injured, and valuables destroyed.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who commiserated with the people on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari, said security measures are being put in place to restore normalcy and rest hope of the people in the affected community. He reiterated federal government's commitment to find lasting solution to the security challenges in some parts of the country for a sustainable development. The Managing Director, Northeast Development Commission, Muhammad Goni Al-Kali, said the Commission is building confidence on the people that peace will certainly be restored in the insurgency-affected areas. The district head of Dagoba, Simon Yakubu, who thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for the concern, solicit for more security presence in the area because of its proximity to the Sambisa forest. The Northeast Development Commission shared food and non-food items to the people in the affected community to ameliorate their condition. Similarly, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State also visited Dabna community to identify with the people, where he promised to provide adequate security in the area.
We have equally put the process of saying that we fortify this place with security agencies. I'm talking with the military high command for the possibility of having a super camp that will block Karkida and Biu axis.
In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
And that concludes the news segment of the program. Remember, the campaign against rape is still on. Take action today. Be a star. Connect with us at the NTA. Stand against rape and rapists. More stories ahead with Jennifer. To stay with the NTA.
Do you know how stressful it is if you're this 3 kids? Are you still there? If you're not getting me fresh meat, do you understand?
Okay, I'm at the
Can you
meat.
switch to video call, please? Okay, give me that one. The one by your side.
Okay, please.
Where do I buy all these things now? Hey, go get Glow Berekete and call madam.
The heavyweight voice and data plan. Get 600 Naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans.
East Development Commission wishes to announce the formal graduation ceremony, presentation of certificates, and starter packs to pioneer beneficiaries of the NEDC ICT training program in Taraba State. The Commission will also distribute learning materials to public and private primary schools, COVID-19 preventive items, and agricultural input to organized groups as well as security agencies in the state. Special guest of honor and chief host, His Excellency Architect Darius Dixon Ishaku, Executive Governor Taraba State. Special guest, Senator Yusuf Abubakar Yusuf, Chairman Senate Committee on Special Duties. Host, Muhammad Jial Kali, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Northeast Development Commission. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Dr. Angu Masa Ibi, CFR Kuvion II, the Aku Uka of Ukari. Date Monday, July 12, 2021, time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, Conference Hall, Shield Hotel, opposite Investment House, Jalingo, Taraba. Attendance is strictly by invitation in compliance with COVID-19 protocols. Announcer, Organizing Committee.
The National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies, NBIAS, in collaboration with Al Ansar Foundation, cordially invites you to a 2-day NBIAS Stakeholders National Conference. Theme, Role of Arabic and Islamic Education in Advancing Peace and Harmony in Nigeria. Date 11th to 13th July 2021. Venue, National Mosque Conference Hall, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Special guest of honor, Malam Adamu, Honorable Minister of Education. Royal Father of the Day, His Eminence, Sahad Abubakar II, Sultan of Sokoto. Chief Host, Muhammad Bello, Honorable Minister of FCT. Professor M.S. Abdullahi, Wakili Makaranta Zazao, Acting Registrar, Announcer.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning, getting set for another day. Another chance to change my story. I believe in my hustle. I know be lazy person, but life is just a knock big basketballs. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to recover.
life brings. We move. Turn up your dreams. MTN, everywhere you go.
I am with you at every stage of your life, providing comfort when you are keeping fit, comfort when you are expecting your bundle of joy, comfort during motherhood, comfort in your office, comfort in your car, comfort when sharing a meal, comfort at bedtime. From cradle to grey, there's comfort for you with Vitafoam. Quality is vital. Quality is Vitafoam. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
I have got my car for full body work.
Madam, look, we will shine this car.
Wait. This cough doesn't sound good at all. What are you doing about it?
Oga doesn't want to go to the hospital so that they won't say he has COVID-19.
No, now. Cough is a sign of different infections, including tuberculosis. You would only know which cough it is if you go for testing.
Kai, I've been coughing for more than 2 weeks now.
There's no need to fear. I have done this test myself. To know the right treatment for the particular cough you have, you must first get tested.
Oga, check amo. Make you dey sure. Because
who no go? No go, no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check amo, make you dey sure.
If your cough is more than 2 weeks, it could be tuberculosis. TB tests and TB treatment are free. Just call the National TB Hotline on 3340 for information on where to get the test. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people.
Welcome back. Now, age, they say, is just a number. To some, that applies to certain areas or feats a person desires to achieve in life. However, to Marinze Felicia Ifeanyi, a 71-year-old woman, age remains a number, and today she has bagged a doctorate degree in French. Annie Daniels is eager to tell us more.
When I first heard about Felicia Ifeanyi Marinze, a 71-year-old woman to be conferred with a Doctor of Philosophy degree by the University of Lagos at its 51st convocation ceremony, I was eager to see and interact with her. Locating her in the midst of her colleagues was not an easy task. Then, finally, I saw her. She agreed to speak with me after the convocation ceremony. How elated I was. All through the ceremony, Felicia Marinze sat quietly. And then this. Like her other colleagues, Marinze was full of smiles, an indication that she feels fulfilled.
And if you allow your brain to remain static, your whole body begins to die. So you have to enlarge it. The brain is very elastic.
Unknown to many, Felicia Marinze has been in the academia and was a French lecturer at the Yaba College of Technology, Lagos.
I have to leave something behind for the generations yet unborn. And in the course of my studies, I've encountered so many problems in the area of French in particular, because I read French. So as I'm about to retire, I took it up. I say, this is a retirement project. Let me delve into it now that I would have time, instead of allowing the brain to rotten.
Felicia's passion and love for French language is not hidden.
And right now I'm writing a book based on what my findings are, that will enhance students, to better their communication in French.
The testimonies of her admirers speak volumes.
We don't say anything about her on age. Fit and proper person, and you just say, you know what it is to have a PhD. It means that she has submitted herself totally to supervision, and she has relegated everything about age. And the very priority at that level is knowledge.
And she has just told us one thing, that there's no end to learning, that you can learn as long as you have life. And there's no end to reading, there's no end to researching. And she has inspired a lot of people. There are a lot of people who have read our story and say, look, we are going to make sure that we get our degrees, or we'll go back to school.
Again, I asked, considering her age, of what benefit is the certificate to Felicia Ifeyinwa Marinze?
It's a feeling of self-fulfillment, okay? Self-fulfillment, self-sustenance one way or the other, that look, sorry, at the end of the day, I'm going to be a PhD holder.
I expect her at 71 and at her age to mentor as many people as possible, because what we lack in our educational system, even in governance, is mentorship.
You heard right. It's not just about the certificate, but the knowledge acquired and willingness to live out one's dream, as well as make positive impacts on people. And in case you don't know, please, age remains just a number.
I've never felt any stress because this is the area I love so much, and I'm focused and determined to do more in that area. So age will not debar me, and I'm not ready to die yet.
Age is no barrier. Now, for 2 decades, the American University of Nigeria, Yola, has produced personalities who are adding value to the well-being of Nigeria in various fields of endeavor. The 2020-2021 commencement day ceremony of the university was colorful and memorable, with the graduates expected to impact positively on the society. Yusuf Jeka reports that President of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, was conferred with an honorary doctorate degree in humane letters during the ceremony.
President of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, who is the keynote speaker on the event, tagged Building a New Nigeria, stressed for the involvement of youth in the process of nation building because of their capability in turning around the fortunes of the country if empowered. He said provision of critical facilities in the healthcare sector is critical for efficient healthcare delivery.
You will all become honorary ambassadors of Nigeria. I trust that you will also look back in the not too distant future and say, yes, Nigeria finally made it.
President, American University of Nigeria, Yola, Professor Maggie Ensign, reiterated the university's commitment to sustain the educational standards through its various programs and capacity building.
Our students are here, in short, to become the next generation of leaders in that new world that is emerging right before our eyes.
Founder, American University of Nigeria, Yola, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar advocated on the need for investment on youth through skills acquisition and empowerment.
I always say, if you want to fight poverty, empower women.
The ceremony, which brought together prominent personalities, including host Governor Amadu Umaru Fintri of Adamawa State and his Plateau State counterpart Simon Lalong, to witness the remarkable presentation by the graduating students.
It is my prayer that these graduates that are going into the society will contribute their own quota to the development of this country, Nigeria.
The confidence building that they are having, so you know that definitely actually they have imbibed in them.
430 students graduated with first degree, 42 with postgraduate degree on various fields of studies, and are expected to contribute meaningfully to the growth and development of the society.
I feel really happy because the hard work and the sacrifice I made really paid.
It was an amazing feeling. I mean, it's just a recognition of all the hard work. There are so many brilliant minds, exceptionally gifted students at AUN.
The commencement ceremony was preceded by an award night to recognize outstanding graduates.
Now, Now, how does it feel reconnecting with your classmates 41 years after you've left school to pursue various interests? That question is making you smile, right? And taking you down memory lane. The nostalgic feelings expressed at the reunion of old students, class of 79 and 80 of School of Basic Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, is better experienced than imagined. Ekene Ndlea captured the moment in Abuja.
They were a set of 1,500 when they met in their teens at the School of Basic Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. And now, after 4 decades, in their late 50s and 60s, the class of 79-80 has once again reunited to relive past experiences and catch up with time. Sadly, 79 of them have gone the way of all mortals.
We have seen the roll call of some of our colleagues that have passed away. So first of all, we give gratitude to the Almighty for keeping us alive and still active. Secondly, I think it's always nice feeling when you meet your classmates.
It's like something I never dreamt would happen. That all of us, we gather like this after more than 40 years. So I felt very elated and very happy.
Thank God for good health and the fact that we are still here, and it's something all of us were looking forward to when the organizers muted the idea. I could not wait for tonight.
It's awesome. It's refreshing. It's like going back to those days again.
Looking at the journey so far, the class is proud to have 2 7 ministers in their midst, among other top professionals.
The School of Basic Studies in 1979 was among the best A-levels in the whole world, not only in Nigeria or in Africa.
Some of us here are professors, some of us here are doctors, some are serving out of this country.
The glees and glams, laughter and dishes were experiences members of the class say they would live to share again. But it was not just about the socials. The class of 79-80 had earlier inaugurated 2 solar-powered borehole projects at the university community in Zaria as part of giving back to the community.
Giving back to the community, the best part of that event. His service to humanity is most remarkable in the way he paves way for justice through his career, and no rewards beats when your community acknowledges what you've done. Elizabeth Omoruye was part of a glamorous dinner organized by Kebbi indigenes in the Federal Civil Service in Abuja to celebrate a man they say has impacted the nation's judiciary tremendously.
Call it a gathering of creme de la creme of society, you won't be wrong. The aura of acceptance and fulfillment filled the hall as distinguished sons and daughters of Kebbi State converged to celebrate one of their own, Abubakar Malami SAN, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, for his commendable legal records. Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu extolled the virtues of this ambassador of justice and applauded his distinct qualities and skills in the administration of justice in Nigeria.
You have had someone who is not passionate, who is not patriotic. That case, the P&D case, is enough to cause economic havoc that will affect economic management. How blessed we are, how grateful we are to God for that which He has given us, and so that it will serve as indeed it is serving as an inspiration to so many people, particularly younger ones.
Abubakar Malami SAN is the 23rd Attorney General of the Federation. Under his watch, the Nigerian government recovered more than $700 million stolen funds stashed in foreign banks. Apart from the several awards in his kitty, the Minister of Justice developed a constructive protocol for collaboration with anti-corruption agencies within and outside the country. His associates and friends attest to his impressive slates.
The way he came up with the idea of ensuring that the state legislature and also the state judiciary should be independent. And he worked very hard to convince Mr. President to get that passed.
Not just as a wise counsel to the CPC, but also as a very, very leading player in the team, in the legal team of the APC.
We are not unmindful of the need to create a Senate to make Nigeria safe and governable for all.
The alumnus of Usmanu Danfodio University was appointed Minister of Justice in 2015 and reappointed in August 2019. For the man of the moment, thorough administration of justice for a safer society is his deal.
It was at the instance of the state government that I was appointed as a minister, which paved way for me to provide meaningful contributions to my country and my community.
Amidst the fanfare and sumptuous delicacies, various artists thrilled the guests.
Of the good work. Now, it was a real show of love and unity in diversity as Farid Mohammed, who is of Ghanaian extraction, left his shores to pick a wife from Kefi local government area of Nasarawa State. The wedding fatia between Farid Mohammed and Fauzia Ahmed Aliyu Wadada, which took place at the Emir of Kefi's palace, brought together dignitaries from all walks of life. Mohammed Sani Awalu followed the memorable event for NTA Newsline.
Indeed, the assertion by many that true love is a powerful force that neutralizes cultural variations came to play as the magnificent chamber of Emir of Kefi Shehu Chindaya Musa III was filled to capacity with dignitaries who turned out to witness the wedding fatia between Farid Mohammed of Ghanaian descent and Fauzia Ahmed Aliyu Wadada. Senate President Ahmed Lawal, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sleh, as well as royal fathers were among dignitaries that attended the wedlock. After the wedding fatia, there was sublime reception where the couple danced to the admiration of their guests. Dignitaries at the occasion, among whom was the Executive Director of News, Muhammad Labbo, who represented the Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad.
May Allah Almighty protect them. May Allah protect their family.
What is of utmost emphasis at all times is fear of God, because fear of God is the nucleus of all other good deeds.
Once you're married, there's no secret between the two of you. I want to especially advise the bride to stay away from her husband's phone.
Marriage is a test of our leadership abilities. Whether a man or a woman, we are all leaders.
She has seen how her father and her mother have been successful in their relationship, and she should be looking towards building a new life with her husband. So we pray for them and wish them all the best.
We advise them to be patient with each other and to focus on one another.
May God Almighty give them the enablement for them to be able to take care of each other.
For the couple, it could be a journey to eternity.
Lessons all the way. Congratulations. Time for a break. Newsline continues shortly. Stay with us.
Everybody wants to glow. Nobody wants party love. Everybody
sensational world of love, now accessible through one code, *777#.
Why do we do it? Hide, cover up, tone down. Choose boldness. Celebrate the skin you're in and dress with confidence with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. The triple layered care of deep moisture serum, precious cocoa butter, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Wear your skin with pride every time with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion.
What's the difference between regular data and MTN data? I'll show you. With regular data, you get this. But with MTN data, you get moved right into the action like this. And this. And this. And this. With MTN data, you don't just get more, you experience more. Need loads of data to live your dream? Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
How did I get here? It all started shortly after I graduated from MSTC, the Model Skills Training Center with a certificate in ICT. I successfully developed a data management program that has been called the software of the future. Thanks to its success, everyone wants it, and as you can see, now everyone wants me. But I'm not alone. The skills training programs at MSTC are equipping young Nigerians to become the next big success story. Whether it's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies, a certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me, there he is. Everyone will want you to.
ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
The Petroleum Industry Bill and its prospects for Nigeria. What are the critical issues involved? Find out on the NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, every week at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
Welcome back. Now, hard work pays is a common saying and factual statement. The story of Jacob Udida, who was employed as a clerical officer on grade level 4 into the Cross River State Civil Service, rising to become a director and recently promoted to the peak of his career as permanent secretary due to his excellence in his responsibilities, is the man in the picture. How did it happen? Paul Abel is a guide.
Jacob Udida steadily rose in rank from level 4 over the years in the Cross River State Civil Service to a director and a speech writer in the governor's office. Given his integrity and competence, Mr. Udida was given an additional responsibility to serve as secretary to the Peace, Reconciliation and Rehabilitation Committee on Ebom Ebijakara and Edibao Sumotong crisis. Work done and reports submitted. Jacob never thought of any personal benefit while doing his thing, not oblivious of the watchful eyes of the committee chairman, who spoke glowingly about his transparency and capacity during the assignment.
He ran the secretariat in the most efficient and most transparent manner. He understood the approach that we wanted to take. And then even when we had to prepare documents, he needed little or no supervision. And then for the little budget that we had, he was able to account to the last kobo.
This commendation prompted the Cross River State Governor to make a pronouncement of automatic promotion to permanent secretary.
For the civil servant, please stand up for recognition. When you have a special commendation on capacity and transparency, he is qualified to go to PAMSEC. He's a civil servant who is being honored today, not by the government, but by the fact that he worked with an SAN who is a man of integrity, a man of character.
What does this gesture mean to Jacob?
I'm indeed humbled, and it's surprising, a very big surprise of my life. I gave my all to the work of this assignment, even as I do in every other official function I handle. I just want to glorify God. I want to thank His Excellency for finding me worthy of this promotion. To my colleagues, hard work pays.
Hard work sure pays. Now to a rather sad story. She clocked 14 years on the 10th of April this year, with a dream of a career in nursing and selfless service to humanity. Sadly, her life and dreams have been cut short by the cold hands of death, resulting from the treachery of man's inhumanity to man. This is the story of Karen Akpacha, an SSS1 student of Premier Academy, a private boarding school in Abuja, who died of an infection after a condom with semen was found in her private part. How did it get there? Could she have been a victim of the rot in a system meant to guide and protect her? What are the authorities doing to get Karen justice? These are some of the questions Iliatu Anotu Yakubu seeks to answer.
Part of the narrative from a reliable family source who spoke off camera told Newsline of how a staff from late Karen's school put a call to her mother and made a passionate appeal to her to come and pick Karen up from the school to enable her access proper medical attention because she was not well. From this female hostel, late Karen left on Sunday 19th June 2021 to join her mother, allegedly in pains, clutched by her schoolmates and friends to aid her walk out of the school premises. Sadly, she never returned to continue her studies or partake in the ongoing end of academic year examination. Management of the institution has, however, held on to its own narration that the school handed over Karen, hale and hearty, on that fateful day to her mother before her unfortunate demise 2 days later.
At the point I asked questions was on that Saturday when she wanted to go home. So I tried to find out from her why she really wanted to go home after seeing an ophthalmologist, okay? And she told me she just wanted to go for the weekend.
We want to enjoin all members of the public to please clarify, ask questions when you see some of these things. It appears there's a campaign of calumny out there to smear the good name of Premier Academy.
Pain and agony presently envelope late Karen Hapuch Apaga's household as family and associates marvel in the horror that was perpetrated against her person. Karen's remain was committed to Mother Earth at her hometown in Benue State on Saturday, 10th July 2021, after an autopsy was conducted by the police and on request of the school.
Justice for Karen! Justice for who? Justice for Karen!
What we are interested in is if it was an individual that did whatever to Karen, the individual should be fished out.
We're able to also get, through our discreet investigation, evidence that the school has, in the past, even this year, sacked some teachers, some staff, as a result of sexual abuse of students.
Due to the circumstances surrounding the whole incident, the Commissioner of Police, CP Balachiroma, has ordered a discreet investigation into the matter, and we will not be in a hurry until the processes are completed. We will not be in a hurry to divulge, considering the fact that the personality involved is a minor.
Beyond all of these, family and friends anxiously await the outcome of the various investigations and justice served to repose the soul of the late Karen Hapuch Akpaga.
Investigation is still on. We will keep you posted. Now, when late Umar Mohammed Ahmed, a resident of Kano State, left home to visit friends, it was without premonition that a few hours later, his loving wife would become a widow and his 2 children fatherless. His only sin, for which his assailants terminated his life, was that he owned a mobile phone they became interested in. They stabbed him and made away with the phone, leaving him in the pool of his blood. Elizabeth Yila Lamido tells us more on this tragic incident.
This is Fatima, the wife of late Umar Muhammad Ahmed, a civil servant with the National Commission for Museum and Monuments, who met his death at the cold hands of phone snatchers. Late Umar was visiting friends at Fagi on that fateful Saturday evening and got attacked by hoodlums who snatched his phone, overpowered him and stabbed him severally to death.
Where the incident happened is the area of Fagi division. Then from there we go to the Fagi division. They give us some funds, they fill it, then they escort us to the hospital.
The police now identify him by picture and now direct us to the mortuary at Nasarawa Hospital, where we recover his body in a pool of blood. He was staggered everywhere in the neck, in the stomach. It is very saddening and painful. We wish government and the security agencies will be involved to save the society from this menace.
The deceased was described as a God-fearing man and a pillar that binds the family together.
He is my very, very close friend since we are young. And Umar is a very honest person.
He has kids that are very, very young.
Very religious somebody.
Preliminary investigation on this already has commenced, and 2 suspects have been arrested so far, and they are providing the police with useful information as far as this case is concerned.
Late Umar Muhammad Ahmed's death was indeed a great loss to his friends and family, leaving a vacuum that cannot be filled in the heart of his wife and a great yearning by his 2 children for a father who is never to be seen again.
Would I say one of the horrors of owning a mobile phone? The perpetrators must be fished out. Now, the myth surrounding the accident, which claimed the lives of some people at Molete Bode Market in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, is still baffling. Prior to the incident, traders were informed to stay away from the market for 7 days. But on the last day, which was expected...
Beliefs and myths are part of traditional phenomena held as sacred narratives that personifies forces of nature. These are sometimes taken as false or exaggeration, especially in the face of civilization and other forms of religious beliefs. Putting the issue in perspective, the Araba Agbaye High Chief Awodotun Olabi said, to the traditional worshippers, such beliefs are not just a product of human imagination, but direct expression of reality, and should be obeyed to ensure that forces of nature favors humanity. It is therefore not a surprise when some traders at Malete Bode Market in Ibadan ascribed the recent unfortunate accident that claimed lives, left many injured, and goods worth millions of naira damaged to the disobedience of some to the instruction of the gods. for traders to vacate the market for 7 days by being in the market on the 7th day, which marked the end of the alluded period of cleansing.
We were told to stay away from the market for 7 days. The accident occurred on the last day of the market closure. If everybody had totally complied, there wouldn't have been victims.
11-year-old Ridwan is lucky to be alive.
I am in the shop when that vehicle is coming. I'm running away. When that person that helped me to buy soap, I've died in that place.
The vehicle was losing control from there. It just entered here from all that place. It just follow our markets. If those people around, those people are going on the road, he matched them.
Away from the spiritual perspective, relevant agencies of government who collaborated in the rescue operation to prevent fire outbreak from the gas tanker accident, which could have led to more fatalities, emphasized the need to prevent future occurrence.
There have been more casualties and like fire outbreak and all that, but God helping us, I think it was something that we really appreciate. There were a lot of backups, the fire service, the new truck purchase and all that, everything was on ground, and we too were able to deploy our towing vehicle, and we were also able to lay hands on 1 or 2 cranes to do that.
Having markets encroaching on the road is a very big danger. If the driver is very careful and drives according to the rules, he will be able to control the vehicle because the vehicle is under his control.
As the traders salvage the remnants of their wares and source of livelihood, are the forces of nature now at peace with them? Could it be mere accident or the myth? What can I say? We'll take a third commercial break now.
We know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health because they deserve the best. Oral-B all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
GoTV Biggie Goals promo don't land. Better digging levels, better grooves, no hard at all on top GoTV. Make you not miss this awoof as GoTV price don't go down low for inside Biggie Goals promo. Now you fit get GoTV decoder, GoTenna with 1 month max subscription will be 9,500 naira before for 6,900 naira now. See discount. Make yourself enjoy football for inside your house. Cross your leg, watch BB Niger drama and shows for Africa Magic and international series them. Biggie Goals promo now for you. Better discount. Go get your own now for only 6,900 naira to enjoy max levels for GoTV. This offer no go to tell. GoTV. Love it.
And that's all we have on today's edition of the Trophy Live Trivia. But before I go, I just want to say this. Keep your energy up. Don't be so hard on yourself. You dey walk now, guy. You dey also go. You deserve a trophy with your fellow honorables. Anything you do that gives you the kick is worth recognition. Just look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow. Now honorable I be you. And even when we are feeling so stressed up, we can ginger each other up and share some good bottles of Trophy Lager. Because anyhow we be, when honorables gather, we share, we dream, and we win together. My name is still Fowles, aka Fowles the bad guy. Honorable was Bayi.
Dear compatriots, our country can be as great as we want.
Let us all commit ourselves to its greatness.
We must be willing to set aside our differences, unite and stay as one.
In our expansive landmass, human and material resources, and plurality lies our strength.
Let our challenges lead us to rediscover our common ground, and together, let's find solutions. This will take some time, so it requires patience, tolerance,
and forgiveness from every one of us.
Let all hands come on deck to protect and transform our country.
Let us unite and see each other not as adversaries, but as brothers and sisters.
Together, we can build a better Nigeria for ourselves and for the next generations.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA, with support from Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support, yes, by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Come back. Now, what is your name? What does it mean? Why were you given that name? Is it affecting or influencing your life in any way? These are questions you may be interested in knowing the answers, and Momso Damian Dati is set to tell us more.
The name of a child becomes his identity, and identities, of course, are very significant.
The name also depicts your ethnicity, your tribe, and of course your clan. So there are some names you mention, you know exactly where that child is coming from.
That is how important a name is. So, what is your name and why that name?
My name is Ayodele David Adeswa. I don't know, because when they gave birth to me, it was their decision. But later, I got to understand the meaning of the name. Ayodele, joy, rich house.
My name is Abdul Muttalib. The reason why my parents gave me Abdul Muttalib because Abdul Muttalib was a great man, and he is a grandfather to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
My name is Ikechu, God's power. By English, those who know English, because it's God that give me to them now.
My name is Damlola. Damlola means blessing, happiness. So because of that, I'm very happy and they are excited. That's why they gave me the name.
My name is Dr. Onche Isaac. Meaning of Isaac is laughter, is joy. So I think my parents were really excited and happy when I was giving birth to, and that decided to call me Isaac.
Do names influence or affect circumstances around bearers?
No matter the situation, no matter the condition, I'm always happy. And the second one is David. That one, it is prophetic. You understand? So that time that I first came, I'm the one that killed Goliath. Wow. So even till now, I'm still busy killing all the Goliaths.
My name is Blessing Daniel. When my parents gave birth to me, everything started working for good for them, and everything goes well.
The person who was named Abdul Muttalib, he's so kind and gentle, and to me, seriously, I'm kind and gentle.
Because of that name, a lot of things have been happening in my life, and I'm always victorious because I'm God's power.
I'm someone that believes that name has an impact in someone's life. I've been a very happy person, and I would probably attribute that to my name.
There are also some who bear the names of towns as surnames. Others bear events. What's the wisdom behind this?
My parents gave me the name, which is Kola Wale,
because in Yoruba it interprets when you bring wealth home. So then I think my father just got a new car and he used that opportunity to say, okay, since I was born at that same time, I'm the one that brought the new car.
In the family, like
While some believe in reincarnation of family members and loved ones, hence naming their newborn as the ones who have passed on.
A lot of them too, in Adamawa and between Bachama people, you have women who shows that it's a dead person that came back to life. So many other names in so many different cultures. It's an African belief. Our ancestors come back to guide us and live with us. It's part of our belief system.
Religious beliefs seem to disagree with such.
I don't believe in a reincarnation. I believe that when you are dead, you are dead.
Before religion came, we have tradition, and today tradition should not be ignored. Most of these things, they have traditional.
Our names identify us.
So I encourage strongly that we should not allow our names to go into extinction. We should have names, we should bear our traditional names so that it can describe and identify our source, our ethnicity, our tribe, so it is highly encouraged.
So, when next you hear a name, don't wonder, there is always a reason for such.
Indeed have personal, spiritual, cultural, and historical connections. It's time to go on our final break. We'll be right back.
Every year, a stag sheds its antlers. It must face uncertainty. Alone. Exposed. But only by embracing the unknown can it grow stronger. Reaching the top is just the beginning. Glenfiddich, where next?
Welcome back. Now, some women, all widows in Kaduna State, have stepped up to support other widows and girls recovering from VVF. They are doing so by empowering them with requisite skills to cushion the effects of rejection and stigma. 400 girls are benefiting from the initiative and life is getting better for them. Hamis Rogo has a situation report.
Babariga is in the countryside of Kaduna. It is a small community with a big reputation. Babariga is famous for the treatment of BVF, short for vaginal fistula, a health condition affecting young girls, mostly as a fallout of early pregnancy. The community has another reason to be more known. Concerned by incidences of BVF, divorce and widowhood, endemic around the state, a group of women came together to voluntarily support the lives of women touched by any of these conditions. They call themselves Babariga Women Group, and they are putting up a high-profile skill acquisition center to offer hope to women who are overruled by despair. Some 400 women so affected are here learning various skills that will lead them to the gate of heaven.
In many parts of this country, you will find many young girls suffering BVF, and as a result, they suffer the indignity of stigmatization. People abandon them, and then poverty often does the rest. You will find that many often lose their life. Now, what this place is doing differently is to harness those people, women who suffer the indignity of divorce and don't have an income, and those people who suffer from BVF, so that they bring them together and teach them skills. Various skills are being taught here, and many of them have graduated and now are employers of labor.
About 10 different skills are taught here, including pottery, knitting, tailoring, and the making of air freshener. You need to see how the women are engrossed in the different skills just to win themselves out of despair. The women group say they want to create a department for every skill set.
We began with a group of 30 women, all VVF patients. Corona stopped us at a point. We are resumed now, and we are 410.
The women thrive on the support of groups and individuals. An individual provided them with the land where they built the center. Community and Social Development Agency in Katsina provided support for them where they built the center, a motorized borehole, access road and toilets, but the students don't pay a kobo to be here. Many of the trainees are a picture of optimism. Rahila here is a BVF patient. She is healed, and her progress at the center is reassuring her. She is a student of pomade making and soap. Tasella as well, who lost her trailer husband about a year ago. She is now skilled in making air freshener. These are a group of widows too, who school themselves learning pomade, flowers and air freshener. In all, this center is giving hope to women who hitherto suffer vulnerability. As in the word of this woman, widowhood and being a victim of BVF can be a toucher, but the sun is shining again.
And that's a classic example of selfless love, women caring for women. Let's do more love and less stigma. Now, as the saying goes, the greatest way to live life is to spend it on something that would outlive you. This best describes the life and times of the late overseer of Synagogue Church of All Nations, Prophet Temitope Balogun Joshua, whose legacies many believe will continue to be reference point of philanthropy, kindness, and absolute commitment to the well-being of the less privileged. Amaka Owo, who captured the sights and sounds of his intimate at the premises of the church at Ikotuegbe, Lagos, reports.
It was indeed a celebration of a life well lived in fulfillment to the will of God and service to humanity as people from different continents of the world converged to pay their last respect to the General Overseer Synagogue Church of All Nations, who died on the 6th of June 2021. Ministers of the gospel from Bahamas, Argentina, Ecuador, among other countries, took turns to give words of exhortation.
There's a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to come, and a time to go back home.
Family members and his state governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, pay glowing tributes.
I want to thank you all for showing your love and honor to the family of God and the passing of my father. And I also want to thank you for your prayer and support at this moment.
From account of his peers, he was a special child. Special. Especially that it is performing miracles now. Was special because you perform wonders even in primary school. And I say this from facts that I gather from the states. People of other states, Nigeria, and the entire world, we have lost a real gem.
He was described as not just a spiritual leader, but a man whose works of charity broke racial, cultural and religious barriers to become a global citizen and contributing to the growth of tourism in Nigeria. Little wonder the presence of the international community.
There's a lot of people here that they was with him at personal relationship.
It is no wonder that he was the greatest and the most awesome preacher, healer, giver, philanthropist of our time.
I have been with Prophet T.B. Joshua for 10 years. Under his mentorship, he was my father, my coach, my teacher, and my everything.
It was a solemn moment as his remains were laid to rest within the church premises.
These lessons his life has taught us will also bring out good seeds in every one of us.
He's a father, he's a helper, he's a supporter. He has been everything to me and my children and my family as a whole.
The Prophet TB Joshua is simply the nature of God in a human form. Prophet TB Joshua has the Holy Spirit, the very life of God. The very life of God that forgives people, the very life of God that delivers people.
And my advice to them is to stay strong, remember all the teachings, and stay motivated, and then keep on coming down here. Here is now what I call a center of pilgrimage.
Born on June 12, 1963, the charismatic pastor, philanthropist, and televangelist, late Prophet TB Joshua, founded the Synagogue Church of All Nations in 1989. He rose to prominence in the 1990s, and the center of his ministry was prophecy, healing, deliverance. He drew many believers to the synagogue from across the globe. He is survived by a wife and 3 daughters.
May his soul rest in peace. Amen. That's Newsline this week. Hope to see you again Sunday next week. God bless Nigeria.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
I never get this kind of thing, or I hear it.
Somebody called me that there is a form that people are filling. I should go and fill.
Then I went there, she